In his room, Landon examines a note bearing the name and address of a man named Bai Peng. With a look of recognition, he realizes who he must find. The next day, Landon navigates the complicated maze-like streets of the shanty town. He finally arrives at his destination, a small building signed Veterans Repair Shop. Landon approaches a man working with his back turned and asks for Bai Peng. Without even looking at him, the man coldly dismisses Landon, telling him to come back tomorrow. Landon approaches a large, muscular man at his workshop. He explains he was sent by staff officer not for a repair. The man turns, looking skeptical. Landon holds up a card, wanting to talk. The man curtly refuses, stating he only fixes things and doesn't chat. Landon presses on, offering a job that he claims can change the man's current situation. Confused, the man asks what he means. Landon lists off the man's supposed issues: unrecognized talent, being like gold that doesn't shine, and simply being short on cash. The man's eyes narrow in anger. He aggressively grabs Landon's arm, questioning his nerve. Unfazed, Landon insists he's being sincere. With a wide, confident grin, Landon lays out his simple deal: money in exchange for loyalty. The large man scoffs at the word loyalty. He belittles Landon, calling him a brat who has no right to speak of such things. Landon's expression turns serious as he begins to question the man's relationship with someone named Ch.17-18. Landon's crimson eye glares with cold focus. He launches himself into the air, aiming a powerful kick at Bai Peng. Bai Peng catches the kick with his forearm, stopping Landon's momentum cold. As he holds Landon's leg, Bai Peng pulls out a pair of chopsticks that begin to glow with golden energy. He grits his teeth, preparing to snap them, but his eyes widen in sudden shock. A burst of blue energy erupts from Landon as he breaks free from the hold. Landon spins around and lands a devastating kick directly into Bai Peng's side. The force of the blow sends Bai Peng staggering backward. Landon lands on his feet, unimpressed. Not a bad defense, Landon says before gesturing towards his opponent. How's your offense? Bai Peng smirks, holding two thin sticks as a makeshift weapon. He challenges Landon, asking, "Wanna try?" Without waiting for a reply, Bai Peng whips the sticks through the air with blinding speed. Landon stands his ground, effortlessly raising a hand to block the attack. The sticks shatter against Landon's palm, the impact sending a shockwave up Bai Peng's arm. Stunned, Bai Peng stares at his tingling hand, thinking, "This kid." Suddenly, a young boy named Xiao Fei appears in the doorway, happily announcing, "Bro, I'm back." As he starts to talk about his day at school, Bai Peng screams his name in terror. Xiao Fei looks back, confused. Bai Peng desperately yells for him to get out of the way. Reacting in a flash, Landon stomps his foot down, cracking the ground as he prepares to move. With blinding speed, Landon flicks his wrist, sending a chopstick flying like a dart. It zips past a young boy named Xiao Fei who is about to run into danger. A woman rushes to his side, calling his name in a panic. Xiao Fei, completely unharmed, tells his older brother he's fine. He's in awe of Landon, exclaiming how fast he was. Xiao Fei then asks his brother who would be stronger if he and Landon were to fight. The muscular brother remains silent, his expression grim. Later inside, the brother asks Landon what he wants to talk about. Landon gestures towards a table laden with medicine, stating that it's all for Xiao Fei. Gazing out the window, the brother concedes that Landon was right and that he needs to change his and Xiao Fei's current situation. However, he clarifies that this isn't an admission of defeat. He claims he could have caught the chopstick if Xiao Fei hadn't appeared and startled him. The real reason he's decided to join Landon is because Landon saved his little brother. He pledges his life to Landon, acknowledging the code. The brother asks what Landon needs him to do. Landon smirks, assuring him it's nothing illegal. He reveals his true intention: he wants to form a company. Landon explains to Officer that he needs a team that is absolutely loyal and can handle tough battles. He continues, stating the team needs a blade to command respect and train them. Landon formally offers the position to Officer. A single bead of sweat rolls down Officer's face as he considers the proposal. With a determined look, Officer accepts, declaring it's time for him to be unsheathed. Landon observes a framed photograph from Bai Peng's military days. He points out how full of hope and drive the younger Bai Peng looked in the picture. With a knowing smirk, Landon cynically remarks that ideals and reality are practically opposites. Bai Peng takes a drink, his expression weary as he explains how chasing debts at construction sites has ground away all his hope. He quickly dismisses the painful topic. Landon invites the older man to sit and have some tea. As they sit, Landon notes that Bai Peng seems to have suffered a lot in life. He points out the bitter irony that the people Bai Peng once risked his life for turned out to be scum who trample on others' dignity. Landon's eyes glow as he directly challenges Bai Peng, asking if he's truly resigned to this fate. The question strikes a deep nerve, leaving Bai Peng visibly stunned. Landon passionately explains his vision to Bai Peng, insisting that veterans who have sacrificed everything deserve dignity. He wants to build a place where men like Bai Peng can belong and be respected. Landon proposes they form a security group, taking legitimate jobs to make a living. But when faced with injustice, they will act as a shield for the common people. He looks Bai Peng in the eye, telling him he needs his battlefield experience and leadership to unite the team. Bai Peng smirks, seemingly turning him down with a simple no. Landon is visibly stunned by the rejection, but Bai Peng clarifies his stance, slamming his fist on the table. He declares that because Landon trusts him, he will follow his lead anywhere he points. A determined Landon says, "Come," and extends his fist. Bai Peng meets it with his own, sealing their new partnership. Landon tells him to handle his family matters first. He promises that they will find a way to deal with Xiao Fei's illness together. An agreement is sealed with a firm fist bump. The scene shifts to a quiet neighborhood at dusk. The sound of children's voices cuts through the evening air. A brother and sister playfully chase each other across the rooftops as Landon walks by. The boy, out of breath, calls out to his sister, and the simple scene catches Landon's attention. Suddenly, a memory seems to flash before Landon's eyes, his expression shifting to one of shock. A sudden noise from a nearby alley snaps him out of his daze. Landon's focus sharpens as he realizes he's being followed. He immediately suspects it's men sent by Chen Jinhu. Annoyed by their persistence, Landon turns to face his pursuer. He calls out, demanding the stalker reveal themselves. To his surprise, a flustered Linzai peeks out from her hiding spot, taken aback by his harsh words. Zhongshan is shocked to see Linzai has found him. He immediately demands to know why she's following him. Linzai playfully corrects him, saying following is a harsh word. Zhongshan insists this is no place for her, but she retorts that he shouldn't be here either. She reminds him that as his tutoring teacher, she can't just let him skip class. Her expression softens as she admits she was genuinely worried about him. Yangshan tries to warn her away, telling her their paths are different and he has to face danger. Suddenly, his attention is caught by something down the street. Linzai screams a warning as a truck speeds directly towards them. With no time to think, Zhongshan yells at Linzai to dodge and shoves her out of the way. But in a shocking twist, Linzai throws herself in front of him, pushing him to the ground instead. She takes the full impact of the vehicle to shield him. Zhongshan can only look up in horror as Linzai protects him with her own body. Landon is startled as a girl suddenly stumbles and falls in front of him. He rushes over to help her. Landon calls out her name, Linzai, in concern. She insists she's fine, trying to appear brave, but Landon is clearly exasperated. Suddenly, a van screeches to a halt beside them. A group of armed thugs emerge, led by a man with a large blade. The leader accuses Landon of offending a Lord Hu and having the nerve to be on a date. As the leader lunges forward to attack, Landon shields Linzai, telling her to stay down. Linzai, however, is flustered by the thug's assumption. In a blur of motion, Landon springs into action. He effortlessly disarms the leader in a single, swift movement. Landon immediately follows up with a powerful punch to another thug's face. As Landon continues to fight off the attackers, Linzai spots a new threat and screams a warning. An attacker swings a pipe at Landon's head. Landon braces for the impact, a look of alarm on his face. Suddenly, a bullet flies through the air at incredible speed. It smashes into the pipe, shattering it just inches from Landon's body. The attacker stares at his broken weapon in complete shock. A bald thug looks down at the remnants of the pipe on the ground. He realizes a bullet is what stopped the attack, wondering aloud where it came from. A new voice calls out, warning the thugs not to threaten Miss Chen again. The thugs turn to see a new group of men have arrived. The leader of the newcomers gives them an ultimatum. Crouching down, he reveals a pistol as he tells them to either scram or die.